With 210 billion bullets fired, 35 billion enemies liberated, and 982 million Helldivers killed in action, let's see what we've accomplished for Super Earth. We're going to go through the story so far of the Galactic War all the way up to today, April 24th, starting from the very beginning. No promise I say these planet names right, so let's get into it. The bugs start with a large-scale attack, completely taking Umlaut, Draco, Mirren, and Lestrade, and Sten, and started fighting over Orion, Heath, and Angel's Venture. On the bot side, they launched an attack immediately taking Maya, Durgan, and Tibet, and then fighting us from Malevelon Creek and Ubane. A moment of silence for those we lost at Malevelon. Our first major order was to combat the disgusting Terminids. Our orders reading, "Freedom is under attack. The Terminid outbreak threatens to spread out of control, and probability of child eviscerations is at an all-time high." In response, our scientists have developed the Terminid Control System, a planet-wide bug extermination network. The TCS will be constructed on an unbroken line of barrier planets, quarantining the bugs behind them. The worlds leading to the barrier planets are crawling with Terminids. This infestation must be cleansed. Objective: the bugs are out of control. They must be pushed back to the barrier planets where the Terminid control system will be built. Liberate all planets between Super Earth and the barrier planets Heath and Angel's Venture. This operation took 7 days, however Super Earth came out on top. The Helldivers successfully pushed back the bugs all the way to the barrier planets to prepare the planets for the Terminid control system. The next major order to come from Super Earth was similar to the bugs, yet our mission was more defensive. The orders reading, "Briefing. The Automatons have launched cowardly surprise attacks on multiple highly populated Super Earth planets. The Super Earth armed forces in the region have been overrun. Millions of citizens are in grave danger of death, or worse, disenfranchisement. This grievous attack on freedom will not go unanswered. The homes of our citizens must be defended. Objective: win at least 8 defend campaigns against the Automatons." After 14 days of fighting and billions of Helldivers lost, we were unable to defend the planet from the Automaton Scourge, failing our first major order in the war. With the Helldivers full of shame but no time to rest, they used their shame to inspire them to fight harder for Super Earth. Proving how disgusting the bugs can be, they launched a surprise attack of their own, attacking the peaceful citizens of Heath and Angel's Venture. Super Earth sent orders. Briefing: Terminid spores have engulfed Heath and Angel's Venture, spawning hordes of Terminids that overwhelmed our colonial militias. Clearly, the bug hive instincts orient their mindless expansion towards dishonoring the memory of those who fought to free these planets. Countless Helldivers paid for these lands with their lives. We cannot lose them now. Objective: the Terminid are swarming Super Earth planets. Designated planets must be under Super Earth control when the order expires. Heath and Angel's Venture. Over the next 8 days, the Helldivers proved their love for Super Earth by holding the planets the entire time with no sign of faltering. We received this message from Super Earth. SEAF reinforcements have arrived, and throughout the judicious application of personal massing tactics, Terminid advance has been repelled. Your efforts to hold both planets were essential. Good work, Helldivers. You have honored the memories of your fallen allies. No more than a few hours to celebrate, we were given our next orders. Briefing: contain the Terminid outbreak, before the bugs are able to spread further. Objective: liberate Veld. This was given as a major order, but the main reason was to fully liberate the Orion sector. The order was completed in no time. At this point, the number of Helldivers fighting was at an all-time high. Super Earth then sent us a motivational message. Well done, Helldivers. SEAF containment teams will take over cleanup and inoculation operations from here. Colonists have been advised that there is absolutely zero threat of further Terminid violence, and to settle their families with total peace of mind. Additionally, the pilots allocated to spore clearance on Veld have now been redirected to Helldiver support operations. As an added bonus, all Helldivers were given access to free Eagle napalm strikes for around 24 hours. Isn't Super Earth the best? What better way to celebrate than to light everything on fire? Briefing: Tien Quan is home to the sole arsenal of new exosuit technology. It's only a matter of time before the Automatons discover the arsenal and steal it for themselves. Liberate Tien Quan before it's too late. Objective: secure the new line of combat exosuits by liberating the planet where the production facilities are located. Liberate Tien Quan. Rallied by the democracy-spreading capabilities of the exosuits, Helldivers completed the order in record time. This feat allowed Helldivers permanent access to the exosuit, given their destroyer has the permit for one. The mission ended with this message. Well done, Helldivers. Tien Quan has been returned to the care of managed democracy. The Morganson arsenal, and its stockpile of freshly produced exosuits were recovered intact. The XO-45 Patriot exosuit is now available for requisition. With the exosuit factories liberated, we turned back to the bugs. The Helldivers were needed to activate the terminated control system. Here were our orders. Briefing. Upon each barrier planet now stands a network of massive termicide dispersing towers, the termicide control system. Once activated, the TCS will exterminate every terminid on that planet and inoculate it against future infestations. However, surges in terminid activity have forced the SEAF engineers to evacuate. Now, only Helldivers can ensure the safety of our citizens. The terminid control system must be activated at any cost. Objective. The termicide dispersing towers have been built all over every barrier planet. They need only to be activated to quarantine the bugs for good. Activate the terminated control system on the barrier planets Arata Prime, Fenrir 3, Meridia, and Turing. This major order also had a special mission type in which Helldivers had to defend the termicide towers from bugs while they are turned on. The entire process took 4 days, but on March 14th, all termicide towers were successfully activated. It is said that these towers will last for well over a year. Our debrief read, the terminated control system is fully activated. The termicide is working as intended, culling millions of terminids on the barrier planets. Our citizens may finally rest easy, knowing their children are forever safe from being eaten alive by fascist insects. Thank democracy for the safety of the children. It was around this time that some Helldivers were claiming to see flying bugs. However, these rumors were put to rest when Super Earth assured us that bugs can't fly. Our next orders came through after a night's rest. Briefing. In support of civilian population expansion and new energy demands for FTL travel, the Helldivers are ordered to cull the terminid swarm within the quarantine zone through liberation of several planets. Objective. With the TCS securing our citizens' lives, now we can secure their economic future by culling the terminid population and harvesting the E710 they provide. Liberate Fori Prime and Zagon Prime. With the total allotted time of 3 days, the Helldivers got busy. However, halfway through, we received an intelligence briefing. Intelligence brief. A new strand of flying terminids has suddenly appeared across all terminid planets with no prior warning or indication of any kind. While the Ministry of Intelligence has always known this was a possibility, the abruptness of the evolution indicates a high possibility of dissidence, concealment. The deployment of termicides was fortuitously timed. Doubtlessly, it averted an even worse evolution. Helldivers are advised to exterminate these mutations whenever encountered. This evolution, with no prior warning, wrecked the Helldivers, causing our second ever failure of a major order as we only liberated Fori Prime. Our defeat was marked with the message from Super Earth. Though many terminids have been mercifully culled, the Helldivers were unable to penetrate as far inside the quarantine zone as ordered. The expansion of our citizens to the new planet will be reduced in line with the reduction of expected element 710 to be produced. Further procreation applications will be denied until further notice. With the inability to file procreation forms, Helldivers had nothing to do but fight for the next major order. Briefing. Civilian Biomass Collection teams, BCTs, are gathered and processing inert terminids on liberated bug planets. The Helldivers must maintain control of these worlds until these operations are complete. Objective. Designated planets must be under Super Earth control when orders expire. Fori Prime, Istantu, Primsica, and Hellmire. Over the next 4 days, Helldivers erased and eradicated any and all bugs on the 4 planets. Our closing message reads, the last of the crude solid E710 has been collected, processed, and shipped off planet, providing a healthy boost to our colony settlement effectors. The planet can now be left behind to allow terminids to repopulate under careful supervision. With the bugs handled, we were given the major order of all major orders, Operation Swift Disassembly. Briefing. Interrogators have extracted alarming information from captured bots through use of unpleasant sensory experience simulations. The automatons are planning something called the Reclamation, which appears to be a massive invasion of unprecedented scale. Further details are scarce. In response, High Command has authorized Operation Swift Disassembly. The objective, eradicate the automatons entirely. It will consist of several phases, each critical to overall success. Phase 1, disrupt communication. Phase 1 briefing. We have identified a long-range communication array deep in automaton space. Its capture may reveal critical intelligence about the enemy's plans. In order to support the destruction of the automatons, the Ministry of Defense has fast-tracked new support weapons for immediate distribution. The LAZ-99 Quasar Cannon and the MG-206 Heavy Machine Gun are now available for acquisition. Phase 1 objective: liberate Troost. Over the next 24 hours, the Helldivers are making good progress until Super Earth gifted us democracy's greatest gift against the bots, the LAZ-99 Quasar Cannon. We also received the MG-101 Heavy Machine Gun, but the Quasar Cannon was made to fight the Socialists. With the new technology, Helldivers dispensed liberty at the speed of democracy. The next morning, Phase 1 was complete, with our monitors already providing us with Phase 2. The Automaton comms array on Troost has been decommissioned. Strangely, it appears to have been broadcasting outside the galactic frontier. Analysts are working to determine more, but much data was already deleted. However, we did discover a transmission containing blueprints for a new automaton type, aerial gunships. With this advanced warning, our hardworking factory laborers have been instructed to accelerate most of our most effective anti-air weapons. Phase 2. Reduce non-sentient combatant production. Phase 2 briefing. Intel analysis have identified the planet Tibet as the most significant producer of illegal automaton combatants. Liberating this planet would significantly impact the enemy's capability to replenish decommissioned socialists. It would also limit further theft of planet's natural resources from future generations of inarguably sentient humans. Phase 2 objective: liberate Tibet. After 2 days, the bots managed to fend us off Tibet for the time being, many believed because we had too many Helldivers on Malevelon Creek. We were greeted in the morning with our new order. The automatons have retained Tibet and its manufacturing facilities. Reports indicate they have already begun increasing production elsewhere. Intercepted bots' chatter includes expressions of great sorrow for the, quote, murder of in-development bots, a transparent attempt at disinformation, as bots can neither feel nor be considered alive. However, the simulated oaths of vengeance may indicate actual strategic intent. A counteroffensive is likely. Briefing. Several weeks ago, our citizens watched in horror as Malevelon Creek fell to the automatons. Millions of valiant heroes perished attempting to defend it. For too long, the bots have maintained their illegal occupation, desecrating the memory of fallen by rapidly depleting the planet's exceptionally rich rhodium deposits. This travesty will be allowed no longer. Take vengeance for the fallen, honor our heroes, and end the theft of valuable minerals. Liberate Malevelon. Objective. The automatons have illegally occupied and mined Malevelon Creek for too long. The time has come to take it back. Liberate Malevelon Creek. As any veteran will tell you, the fight for the creek started at the very beginning of the war and has persisted since. With the full support of the Helldivers, the planet was liberated within the day, with a beautiful message. At long last, Malevelon Creek is free. The heroes who died in its defense can finally rest in peace, knowing justice has been served. And the planet's rhodium deposits will be mined by the citizens who rightfully own them. Colonists are returning to the ruins of their settlement, pickaxes in hand, hopeful for a prosperous future. For at last, dawn breaks upon a free creek. Helldivers cried tears of joy and sorrow as we no longer had to lose lives for the creek. Now, with the creek liberated, the full might of the Helldivers can be focused on Phase 3. Phase 3 briefing. The automatons, clearly having calculated their impending shutdown, have put their remaining resources into a large-scale counterattack. Desperate as it is, should this re-invasion succeed, it may jeopardize our ability to destroy the bots in time to prevent their incoming invasion. Hold ground. Phase 3 objective: designated planets must be under Super Earth control when the order expires. Malevelon Creek, Ubane, and Dropnir. Midway through our defensive duty, we received a motivating message from the President of Super Earth. Presidential Decree. The President of Super Earth has officially recognized this day as Malevelon Creek Memorial Day. Every year on this day, Super Earth citizens will unite for a full 3 minutes of their lunch break in solemn remembrance of those who gave their lives to free Malevelon Creek. In addition, all Helldivers have been issued a special commemorative cape so that they may carry the memory of the fallen companions into battle. I personally always wear this cape, but the day after the announcement, our defense operation was over. Here is the debriefing. The Automaton Counterattack has been repelled. They no longer have the resources to sustain an offense on such a scale. With the timeline of their phase-out has been extended, it remains within reach. With our ground held, we can begin the final phase of Operation Swift Disassembly. Hologram message. The automatons have been a thorn in the side of freedom for long enough. Though the Ministry of Intelligence has not yet discovered where they come from, or what they want, we can no longer wait. There's only one sure way to defend our citizens from the bots. Total eradication. Phase 4 briefing. Final annihilation. All Helldivers are ordered to make an all-out push to completely destroy the Automaton Legion. Despite the enemy's losses, Automaton messages still include references to, quote, the Reclamation. They must be annihilated before this plan can be carried out. Countless Helldivers gave their lives to acquire this opportunity. Do not let their sacrifices be in vain. Protect our way of life. Destroy the automatons at any cost. Phase 4 objective. Designated planets must be under Super Earth control when the order expires. Maya, Tibet, and Durgan. During our deployment, we received some motivational reinforcement. The automatons are lifeless, emotionless, hateful socialists. They murdered innocent families, they ravaged Malevelon Creek, and worst of all, they threatened our way of life. All without any provocation or cause save a hard-coded hatred of freedom. Save our citizens, save managed democracy, annihilate the automaton fleet. Once and for all. With the motivation at our backs, we liberated Tibet within the day. This was a foothold for our operation shown by this dispatch. The factories on Tibet have been destroyed. Now, the enemy will be forced to distribute their existing forces more thinly, lowering their planetary resistance. The automatons are beginning to crumble. Keep up the attack. With even more motivation, the Helldivers liberated all designated planets and, more importantly, completely eradicated the Automaton Threat. We received this picture and message via transmission. The Automaton Threat has been fully eradicated from our galaxy. Our citizens safe, and our heroic fallen avenged. With the bots eradicated and bugs contained, the galaxy is free once more. The supposed threat posed by the so-called Reclamation can be considered fully ended. Out of an abundance of caution, SEAF teams will continue to search what remains of automaton facilities and servers for any additional intelligence. Finally, the Western Front has been put to rest, and we can now have every single Helldiver focusing on the bugs. Our new orders came within the next 12 hours. Operation Rearing. Briefing. With the automatons eradicated and the Terminids contained, the time has come to work towards a more prosperous future for all citizens. To that end, construction of new, safer, and more efficient E710 farms will soon commence. On these farms, Terminids will be raised in spacious enclosures and enriched with state-of-the-art nutritional supplements, all under careful supervision. Clear the way for the safe construction of the E710 farms. Objective? Clear the way for the construction of new, safe, and more efficient E710 farms. Liberate the designated planets, Hellmire, Istantu, and Crimsica. With the full might of the Helldivers, it's no surprise that we blasted through this major order. Here's what we fought for. With the planet cleared, laborers have broken ground on the first of many Terminid enrichment and extraction centers, new security measures, E710 extraction procedures, and accelerated growth additives will be tested and perfected, laying the groundwork for development across the rest of the Terminid quarantine zone. Thanks to the Helldivers, the future of humanity is bright. Procreation applications will now be considered for approval following the typical 180-day review process. When we all thought things were okay, things were looking up, the bots were gone and the bugs behind the wall of the Termicide planets, we received a truly devastating transmission. High priority broadcast, all units to Libcon 1, Federation under attack, multiple planets have fallen. A massive automaton invasion fleet comprised of tens of thousands of warships arrived from FTL jump to the Valdez sector and overran nearly every planet in just hours. Attack on communication networks delayed warning until now. SEAF reserves are scrambling, all Helldivers are called to deploy immediately to the defense. This fleet dwarfs the automaton armies destroyed in Operation Swift Disassembly. As we predicted from the start, they were merely a vanguard. This is the automaton's true force. Where the automatons hid this fleet and what their true intentions are, those questions must be answered later. The reclamation has begun. Operation Courageous Defense. Briefing. The automatons have revealed their true force, a massive invasion fleet sweeping through our territory. Defenses are scrambling. Slow its advance as much as possible. Objective: succeed in the defense of at least 5 planets. Super Earth Destroyer Fleet Upgrade. In response to increased enemy threat, Helldivers are now authorized requisition level 4 modules for all Super Destroyer systems. Like previous upgrades, the level 4 suite significantly upgrades the Super Destroyer with cutting-edge technology, provided by defense contractors who are galactic leaders in quality and safety. These critical upgrades will be installed without delay upon submission of the requisite number of samples, proof of commitment to further the cause of liberty. The ship upgrades didn't matter. We weren't nearly ready to handle. We were torn to shreds. The automatons have seized control of many innocent and once beautiful worlds. The valiant and tireless defense raised by the Helldivers was commemorable, but it was not enough to stop such a large and cowardly assault. Any colonists not driven from their homes were likely slaughtered, their votes lost forever. We may have lost, but the Helldivers are known for their resilience and numbers. Our new mission is here. Briefing. We must halt the automaton advance. Helldivers are ordered to establish and hold the Minkent line, consisting of planets Minkent and Lezeth. Establishing this defense line will allow SEF engineers to begin construction of orbital defenses on those planets, deterring the advance of the Automaton fleet and allowing counteroffensive preparations to begin. Objective. The Automaton advance must be halted. Establish and hold the Minkent line to allow establishment of orbital defenses. Designated planets must be under Super Earth control when the order expires. Minkent and Lezeth. Now that we have our bearings, we were able to barely complete the order. We started receiving rumors of very large walking bot factories, but no time to think about that. We're getting a new message. The defense held. The Minkent line has been established. The Automaton advance has been arrested. Rudimentary orbital defenses have been established along the line, and we begin augmenting by hard work SEAF and civilian laborers. Meanwhile, the SEAF forward command base on Vernon Wells is up and running, providing fresh recruits and supplies to the front. No time to rest, we're under attack. Operation Cassiopeia. Briefing. With the Minkent line established, the Automaton fleet has been forced to divert their plans. Now they are attempting a concentrated effort to punch through at a single planet. The Automatons are likely to muster the entirety of their strength for this endeavor. You must outlast the enemy. Hold the planet no matter the cost. Intelligence brief. The Automatons have deployed a new heavy unit, the Factory Strider. Previously deployed in very limited quantities, likely prototypes, this massive abomination is a walking automaton fabricator. It is heavily armed and armored and should be engaged with coordinated firepower and unhesitating aggression. Objective. The automatons are attempting to punch through the line at a single planet. Hold it at all costs. Designated planets must be under Super Earth control when the order expires. Marfark. Thanks to our advanced intelligence and our superior firepower, the Factory Striders were not a problem. The Automaton invasion fleet has been repelled. The bots committed much of their reserves to this attack. Even the large-scale deployment of the Factory Strider could not break the resolve of the Helldivers. The situation remains dire. The Automatons still illegally occupy vast swaths of our territory, but with this victory, the Helldivers have won the opportunity to turn back the tides. With a second to breathe, we have a new mission. Harvest E710 from the bugs. Briefing. Thanks to the valiant and unceasing defense of the Helldivers, a robust defensive line has been established. This is likely only a temporary respite, while the bots refit in preparation to break through our defenses once more. We now have the opportunity to refuel our war effort. The defense effort depleted our E710 reserves. In order to allow for a counteroffensive, the Helldivers are ordered to manually produce Terminid corpses for conversion into E710. Objective. The Automaton invasion has slowed, thanks to the valiant defense efforts. We must take this chance to refill our E710 reserves in order to stage a counteroffensive. Kill 2 billion Terminids. We had a total of 6 days to complete this mission, yet we finished in 12 hours, one of the fastest major orders to ever be completed. In further proof of their elite training and irreplaceable value, the Helldivers reached the target set for Terminid biomass production far faster than anticipated. While additional destruction of Super Earth's enemies is always beneficial, E710 refinement pipelines are full at the present time. There will be ample opportunities for additional biomass production in the future. Super Earth High Command commends the Helldivers for their boundless enthusiasm to destroy the enemies of freedom. Now back to the bots. This operation is currently underway, but in case you haven't seen it, Operation Enduring Bulwark. Briefing. Freedom is under attack once more. In an act of sinister synchronicity, both the Terminids and Automatons have launched large-scale assaults. The Helldivers must now defend our citizens on 2 fronts at once. Overview. Both the Terminids and Automatons are attacking. Defend our territory on both fronts. Succeed in the defense of at least 10 planets. Message from Command. During the ongoing attack of Vernon Wells, the Automaton hordes have managed to knock out long-range communication arrays, allowing us to track our forces across the galaxy. This means that, unfortunately, we will be unable to provide updates to liberation percentages and ongoing galactic war progress for this foreseeable future. Super Earth High Command has dispatched expert SEAF engineer teams under the protection of our Helldivers to repair these arrays as soon as possible. In the meantime, error and incomplete data may be displayed on destroyer systems and tracking software. Continue the fight. We are currently 6 out of 10 with little more than 24 hours left. It does not look good on the outcome, but the Helldivers have done more. Get out there, Helldiver.